Because of lack of Vedic knowledge today, there are many cults that have been developed by human beings. There are many belief system that has come in. The difference between a belief system and a philosophy is like this: philosophy gives us the direction towards Almighty God, whereas belief system will take away from the Almighty God. So one such belief system is the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. It is not a philosophy by in itself, because it is not God made. This is a belief system. Why it is a belief system? Because believing means that on a thing that which does not or which may exist, I have my faith in that. That is called as belief system. So similarly, the Advaita Vedanta philosophy is although the name has a philosophy in it, it is actually a belief system. The Advaita Vedanta believes that this world is unreal. There are 4 states of a soul or a Jivatma: wakefulness, dream, deep sleep, and Turiya. Turiya is the super conscious or a pure consciousness state. And we, the human beings or the souls, we are in these other 3 states normally. We are wakeful, or we are dreaming in sleep, or we are having a deep sleep where we don't have any dreams. And the 4th one is the reality, where we realize who I am or who am I. That is the 4th state. This is what Advaita Vedanta philosophy says. So if we ask the question to the Vedanta philosopher or Vedanta, the person who is teaching Vedanta Advaita, if we ask the question that what do you mean by unreal, the answer will be like this: that which does not exist, it appears to be existing. This is called as unreal. This is called as Maya. This is called as delusion. For example, they say like this: we enter into a room. It's evening time. There is no proper light. There is a rope inside the room, but from a distance it appears that there is a snake. The rope appears to be like a snake, and we get into fear suddenly. So this is called as thing that does not exist, assuming that it appears to exist. That means snake does not exist there. It's a rope, but it appears that there is a snake inside the room. The moment the light is switched on, then we understand that, oh, okay, this is not a snake, this is a rope. So my fear goes away, my delusion goes away, and then I am able to understand the reality. That means I am able to understand that what it is. Similarly, the Neo-Vedantist, the Advaita Vedanta philosopher says, the moment the light of knowledge comes in, you will be able to understand who you are, who am I. This is the example they quote. Good example. But due to lack of knowledge of Vedas, they have missed some common fundamentals. First, I will explain to you in 1 or 2 minutes. This video can be like 1 hour video, but I will try to make it very, very short and crisp for you to probably understand something about Advaita Vedanta and why it is wrong and why it is anti-Vedic. In Vedas, God says in Rigveda Mandal 10, 129th Sukta, God says that I created this universe. That means all the things in this universe are made by Almighty God's power. And God says in the same mandala, I think 6th or 7th, 3rd or 4th mantra, God says there is a non-alive matter from which I created this universe, and that non-alive matter is as eternal as I am, God says. So God is eternal, the non-alive matter is eternal, and God's power, the energy, minute energy of God's power acts on this non-alive matter. This universe gets created. So each and every matter what we see in this universe are reality. They are made by Almighty God's power, and the Upadan Karan, the material cause of those matters are Prakriti, the non-alive matter. If you have doubt, please you can read Rigved 10th Mandal 129th Sukta, or you have to listen this 10th Mandal 129th Sukta from a living yogi, or go to your Advaita Vedantist and ask them to explain this Sukta. So this proves that there is another entity apart from Almighty God. And God also says in Rigveda Mandala 10 Sukta 135, God says, you are being given the human body because of you have to enjoy the benefit, you have to enjoy the karma phala of the previous janma karmas. God says you means we, Jivatma. So God is different, Jivatma is different, Prakriti is different. These three are eternal entities in Vedas, and these three, because these three always exist, God says the Vedas do not support the Vedanta philosophy. Vedas supports the Traitvada. There is no Advaita Vedanta or Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, etc. The philosophy that exists in Vedas is Traitvada. Because the current saints, the self-declared saints who declare themselves as Samadhist Purush or Yogis or Mahapurush, they are not aware of the Almighty God's knowledge. Because of lack of tapasya, because of lack of live Rishi Muni, Acharya, Yogi, they are unable to understand this basic thing which is mentioned in Vedas. And Advaita Vedanta philosophist, everyone will follow the Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad or Mandukya Upanishad or Chandogya Upanishad, any Upanishad they will say, and they will say Aham Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Aham Brahma Asmi Tattvamasi, like that. Say I am God, you are God. See, I am God means me and God are same. After once you realize, once your Maya goes away, then you will realize that you are God, this world is God. This is what they will say. The reason is their ignorance. Because we have to understand the Upanishad's author are great Rishi Munis. Mantra drishta iti rishihi. A rishi is a person who is realized of Almighty God. And the moment a person realizes Almighty God, mantra drishta, he will be knower of Vedas. He will have the Vedic knowledge inside his heart. So whatever he writes, whatever he speaks will be Vedic knowledge. So in order for us to understand Brihadaranyaka Upanishad or Mundaka Upanishad or Mandukya Upanishad, we should be able to understand only with reference to Veda mantras, not with reference to the text written by those rishis. If we have to understand the correct meaning of those texts. For example, Yoga Shastra Sutra. Yoga Sutra, I have the book written by my Guruji. My Guruji is a Acharya, enlightened, Almighty, he has realized Almighty God. So, each and every sutra of Yoga Shastra, my Guruji refers from the Veda mantra and gives the knowledge that how Patanjali Rishi got this knowledge and what is the inner secrets behind these sutras. Each and every Rishi Muni is always told iti shruti, iti shruti, iti shruti. Every Rishi Muni told that this is not my knowledge, this is from Vedas. So if we have to understand Upanishad, we have to first learn Vedas before going to Upanishad. None of the saints today who is teaching Advaita Vedanta philosophy teaches Vedas. They always teach only Upanishad from the bookish knowledge. This is the reason for ignorance. Okay. Now coming to the point told by the Vedantists. What the Vedantists told, that which does not exist but appears to exist. The snake which is not existing inside the rope appears to exist. Then that is why I got the fear. The moment the light of knowledge comes in, I know that there is no snake. So snake did not exist and the rope existed. Then I realized. Similarly, I realize when the light of knowledge comes, I realize myself to be who I am, and then I see the world as it is. The world is Brahman. They are saying that. My reply to them, not my reply, the reply what I learned from my Acharya, the reply what I have read from Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati, the reply what I have listened from various pravachan from my Guruji, which is absolutely authentic, correctness. It does not mean that the snake does not exist. Snake exists. That which thing does not exist appear to exist is the statement, but snake exists in this world. Rope also, your rope existing in the room, but snake is not in the room. That does not mean that snake does not exist. Snake exists elsewhere in this world. So that guy has a knowledge of snake. That is why he is seeing. Why he is not seeing dinosaur in the rope? Why he is not seeing crocodile in the rope? Why he is not seeing lion or tiger or horse or elephant in the rope? Because he has seen the snake somewhere else. Either he has seen in the photographs, either he has seen in the TV serials, or he has seen in the jungle, or he has seen in the museum, or he has seen in any heard about snake. They look like a rope, etc. That is why he has the ignorance and he has the knowledge of snake, and then he is able to assume that snake in the rope. So both the things exist. This guy has got the ignorance. I have got the ignorance. Like without the light we are seeing, oh, this is probably a snake. He is not seeing a lion or tiger in the rope, right? So this is the fundamental mistake of the Advaita Vedantist. If they had this knowledge, then probably they would have started searching Vedas. And secondly, Turiya, this 4 stage what Advaita Vedantists say, wakeful state, dream state, deep sleep state, and Turiya state. Turiya is the pure conscious state. So now the Jivatma is under ignorance, and the moment the knowledge comes in, Jivatma will understand who it is. Absolutely right. This is Vedic. This is a Vedic knowledge. God says, Diyo yonaha prachodaya. The moment you get the knowledge of Vedas, you will understand everything properly. This is correct. But then it doesn't mean that this world is Brahman. If the world is Brahman, suppose I am proving this from Ulta method. Suppose understand this world is Brahman. There is a person who exists as the Vedantist says that one person who has realized that I am Brahman, everything is Brahman. That means the Brahman and the soul are same as per them. Brahman and the soul are same, and the soul is in ignorance. That means Brahman is in ignorance, which is against the Vedas, Yajurveda 40/8. Or Yajurveda, every mantra of Yajurveda, Rigveda, where God says, I am omniscient, I am omnipresent, I am Sarvajna, I am all knowledgeable, I am almighty, there is nothing called as ignorance inside me. I am the knowledge, from me only yato arthan, from me this knowledge of Vedas emanate. Vedas means knowledge, I have the Vedic knowledge. God does not have a portion of ignorance inside him. That is why God is God. So this guy, this soul which has the ignorance cannot be God, number 1. And number 2, in Vedas God says, Saparyagat Shukram Akayam Avrinam. God cannot be drilled. God cannot be made into pieces. If Jivatma is the Almighty God, later on after getting the knowledge, they realize both are same. That means I am a portion of God, which is against the Veda mantra, Avrinam. God says I am not having a portion, and God says his name is Aditya. Aditya means sun, one meaning. Other meaning is Ditya means pieces. Aditya means not able to make into pieces. God cannot be made into pieces. This also proves that souls are different entity and Almighty God is different entity, and this universe is different entity. This basic knowledge they have not understood. That is why they are saying that the moment you get the knowledge, you will realize that you are God. Aham Brahma Asmi. My Guruji has written in the website very beautiful explanation to one of the guy in answering. Aham Brahma Asmi does not mean that I am God. It's like this. This class is making lot of noise. The teacher says to another teacher, this class is making lot of noise. That doesn't mean that the classroom will make noise. It means that the students inside the classroom makes the noise. My Guruji had written in the website. Very good example, please. Similarly, Aham Brahma Asmi does not mean that I am God. Aham Brahma Asmi means I am absorbed in God. I am always different entity than God. I have realized Almighty God, but I am absorbed inside God. This is the state of Samadhi. And Aham Brahma Asmi is not a term which has to be discussed by common people like me and common people like you who are listening this video. Because Aham Brahma Asmi is a subject of matter of discussion of a Rishi, Muni and Yogi. So the very concept of misunderstanding and the thing does not exist, appears to exist itself is a wrong concept of Advaita Vedanta. The moment a person attains the knowledge, he realizes himself, who am I, and he realizes the Almighty God. This is not my knowledge, this is a bookish knowledge I have, but this is the learning I have from my Acharya. For the last so many years I am reading, learning Vedas from my Acharya. And my Acharya is a realized soul, and many have seen his Samadhi. So we have to understand the Apta Upadesha Shabdaha, Apta Rishi, whatever they give the Upadesh, this is called Shabdaha. They speak Vedas. And Agama Pramanani. Agama means Rishi Munis, and Vedas. Rishi Munis Praman. Whenever Rishi Muni speaks, they are Pramanik. They are to be believed. They are as original as Vedas. So if somebody says, I am a God, you are God, everything is God, it is against Vedas, it is against logical thinking, it is against the nature. Satyam Brahm Jagat Mithya, that means this world, whatever in this world is not going to be permanent with us. This is the reality meaning inside that. Jagat Mithya. So God, my Acharya always says, Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita. Yajurveda Mantra 40/1. Do not get indulged into Maya. Do not get indulged into Mamta, attachment. You have to come out of it. That is the real understanding of Satyam Brahm Jagat Mithya. Satyam Brahm, Almighty God is the truth. We have to realize that truth. But that does not mean that I am false. I am the one who is going to realize Almighty God. It is not Almighty God going to realize himself. He knows himself already. And that is why he is called as Almighty. I will try to meet you in another video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.